I'll start in a few minutes. If you hear this, can you please confirm? I don't know if I've been having volume or microphone issues, so please someone just respond if they can hear this. Testing 1, 2, 3. I think it's working. Okay, good. Thanks, Dave. Thank you, MK Pillar. Okay, I think we'll start. In context, let me get rid of the camera. We don't need that. All right. If you can look at the screen at the moment, we have a few formations taking place, or could be taking place, and it's very difficult to know which one it is. And this is where levels become important. Tony Vay says he won't go bullish until he hits 42k, and I'm pretty much the same. Um, I will not put all my funds in. I'll be looking for the next dip unless we go above 42k. 42k is pretty important in terms of reference. If you look at across the chart, and let's look at it. I'll put to the 4 hour. So 42k was historically strong resistance when we were coming from in the bull trend from here. As we were going up, we hit this 41 or close to 42k, and then we took a dive. That, for whatever reason purposes, this was a major fib level, and it played resistance twice, and therefore it's playing this at the moment. It's playing that resistance level at some point. This context, this area between 42k and 41 is the battleground. So if we pass this level of what is it, 41,000, we have a chance to break the 42k. That's why we had this bounce. If you look on the close up, we had on the 4 hourly, we got a rejection. Our candle didn't close above it. So it comes to, when you think about it, it makes sense that we need a 4 hour candle to close above 41,500. Okay, that makes sense. And if you look at from a distance, you can see this formation could be many. It could be inverted head and shoulders. So if we were to break the 42k, then we have this potential inverted head and shoulders. So if we break this level, let me just pick better color. Let me just go back 1 sec. So we're just talking about context at the moment. We need a 4 hour candle close above this level. That gives us a bullish chance to break this upside and then retest and go up. If that was to take place, what we're seeing here is pretty much a triangle being going to the upside to get there, and this length, this height equals that plus more. I think. Just a look. If we were to break to the upside on this triangle, it definitely gives us a chance to break that 42k decisively and break this perception of an ascending wedge. So that's hanging over us as well. But if this triangle was to take place, we'll break this 42k level decisively, and therefore we can do the retest and go up, and then probably and the next major resistance will be the 50k, this level here. Sorry, 45k to this range. This will be the next resistance level, 45 mainly, and you can bring that down a bit, and then obviously the 50k at the top. So we have a number of levels to break. The scenario is to make that break. My perception is that this inverse head and shoulders is the justification. So if we were to break here and just break to the upside, you can say that's the right shoulder. So the head form, inverted head is getting done, and probably a rejection at 42k. We're in this pocket, consolidation, and then break, and therefore we get the inverted head and shoulders to go to the 50k, and then potentially down. But I'll talk about that in the next slide. But this is what I'm looking at from a bullish perspective. Now let's clean that up. The bearish scenario. So this concept of bearish scenario is this one here. Oops, what I did there. We can see what I want to highlight is this bear flag. So if you look at Bitcoin, where we were here at around 60k, we broke down all the way here to 29 or 30, and then we bounced. And now we're doing this potential ascending wedge, and this level, which corresponds to this level, could be the rejection based on this wedge formation. And then we're back to the root of this, potentially around here. So if we were to break to the downside, if we get a rejection either anywhere in this area, we're going to break down to the downside like this wedge, and then I'll give you that scenario now. So I've been looking at the historical charts, and I'll show you what's been coming up. Now we're going to look at history. I'm mindful of time. I've got another 30 minutes, and that's about it. If you look at this macro picture, fib levels, guys, get your fib levels well. Let me just stretch this out a bit. My reference point is there and there. And on the way down, we hit the 618 from this perspective. Let's see if I got another fib level. Okay. The other, so if we were to measure the other fib level, say from the bottom to the top, where am I? We're above the, hold on, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one here. Yep, that's, so it could be that as well. There's two, and therefore a bit of a confusion with these two levels. So our reference point could be a bit confusing. So I got both. I'm just going to put that on the side. Now keep that in mind. Actually, my left one does it, doesn't it? This one here does it. Sorry, I'm wasting, doubling up. Now we're looking for the bounce, and we're going to use the top to the bottom. I've got to do the inverse on that one, and I'll pick the default. I want price. Now let's just zoom in a bit. You can see currently that equates, what we want to pass is a 0.382 level, and this 0.382 on the micro level. So this pocket, so that's the pocket we're trying to break. And I was talking about those levels. So that's the 42K level, okay? And you can see on the fib level, fib structure, the relevance, and you bring it across, it's still the same. The fibs dictate this. What we want to see to go bullish is this yellow line to be broken, and then we're going to have a number of. That's why I'm hold on, give a sec. Hanging up again, browser. Why is it doing it to me? Sorry, guys. It's bearish as fuck. You're not wrong. I'm having a browser issue. Isn't that great? That's just great. Okay. It is bearish, as whatever you want to call it. Let's put things in context. I'm trying to get this freaking browser to work. Okay, here we go. So we have to pass this dead cat bounce, the 0.5, right? As long as we're below this, we're not going anywhere, and we're nowhere near it. So we've got to be patient, but we're not nowhere near this 0.5, which is about 45K. The 45K, if we break it, we have a good chance. And then obviously the 618, which is a major resistance, and that is pretty much close to from 48 to 50K. This is the pocket to go back to bull market. And you can see it's going to be very difficult to get there. And looking at the context, and I'm going to give you my perspective. I'm laying out the charts, but I'm also going to give you my spin on it, and I'm trying to justify my spin, my what's the word? My orientation, why I'm orientated to the downside. The downside being, let me get the terms right. The downside, not a bearish market, but a a deep correction. You can call it a bear market. I don't know what the definition of a bear market is. So some people say the bear market is dependent on certain features. I don't know what that is. I'm going to use it. I don't want to use those terms because I don't know what they really mean. All right. I'm not. I just look at the charts at the moment. That's where I'm at. Not an economist. So anyway, back to you, I'm just wobbling on. We need to break these levels to have the bull market come in. Now, in context, now let me put, I'm going to give you a lesson, history. This is where I come in, and this is where I've done my homework many times. 2019. All right, let me get that out. See if I got it somewhere. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. All right, let's do it. Here we go. So in context to our current situation, the fib levels, and I'll just do the default settings so you can see the colors. You can say that's pretty much a good reference point. The 618. So when we hit the top, come down, 618 support. So let's just split the screen into two. And I don't want that. So I'm going to go to, okay, that's not going to help. I want the current chart on my right. This is Coinbase. You know what? I'll split the screen, and this one here, I'll do USDT, USDT. And I want to change the color back. Come on. I'll do BTC USD. How's that for you? Just want a clean chart. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these, and I'll change the background color for this one. So 2019 top, and I just want to show you this area in context. Right, so in a similar fashion, let's get that auto login, which all makes a difference. So what we have, the 618 support, 618 support with the dump. Okay, in context, we had the bounce to the point here. We had the bounce to the 236. Here we haven't had it yet. But in terms of, let me do this. I'll put that to the side. From this pivot point, actually from that top to the bottom. Can we do it this way? No, can't do it that way. Let's put that to the right. You can see the bounce come up to the 382 and then pull back, hit the 382 and pull back. So this is a topping off motion. So in terms of ours, we have to do the same. Actually, right there, okay? That's a 618. That's a 618. Even this topping off motion, we're not even near it. Now, in other words, this is really bearish. Okay, so this top off, using the reference points, we can use this reference points as well. If were to bring this down, no matter how you look at it, let's bring it all the way down. Now it's a 0.5. Actually, that's 2018, isn't it? No, that's, what was it? 2018, yep. That's the top off. So let me just get my, that'll be the right reference there. So the bounce that we had from here, let me stretch it out a bit. In 2018, went all the way up. Let me just get closer. There's two parts to this, so I got to get it right. The first part was this. Scribble that for a sec. So we've got the wick here, the dump, just like we did here. So that's our reference. What we have here, I don't want to try and lose you guys, but this is where it is. We had this level of resistance, and that equates to this orange one here. Okay, price, when price comes down, come on, pen. So what we have here is price comes down, bounces, hits a key, a level, which is equivalent to us here, unfortunately, and then comes down deeper, and then goes up. So we've got this formation from there to there. You grab that and you bring it down. Where is it? Pretty much. Let me just get these writing out the way. It's just a bit too confusing. I'm not doing a good job here at the moment. I'm trying to get my point across. Just bear with me. The bounce went up to the 382, which is there. And now 382 is here, which is 50,000. That's our dump. And then we go to deeper dump, a deeper drop, and then we recover to the 618. So the potential for this is, when I compare it to 2019, that we hit a level such as that and deeper, to a deeper level similar to this, if we're comparing it to 2018. If you look at 2019, it's a bit more favorable. If I get it. 2019, we have a fib level. The pullback comes down to a 618, just like we did here. And the bounce to the 236, which is a long way for us at the moment. That was the first dump. That was the second dump. If we were to go up to the 618, which is around here, actually, just give me a sec, so I can make it clear to you guys. If I use that bottom level as a reference to the top, that bounce gets to just from that bounce area and the top as a reference, it really closes, doesn't really close above the 618 or the 382 into the 0.5, which is us here with the bounce. Again, similarly, we come down and then we have a rally up and then down again. And in this case, the ABCD works very well. You get that, and so on. So that one works well. But my point from the both topping off motions is that the bounce was significantly high in both 2019 and 2017. That bounce was high and it didn't take long. So if you look at this one, this is the 4-hourly chart, and on my left, this is the 8-hour chart, and we don't have a bounce in either case. So extremely bearish, like Parole, whatever his name is, extremely bearish. So we're looking for a rally, and we're not getting it. And so, what would you put all your money in until you achieve a certain high? So, and if anything, this looks like another head and shoulders in some ways. And usually the right shoulder is smaller than the left. So, if this is the case, this could go much deeper, playing a deeper role. If this is going to be head and shoulders. So in both scenarios, if you look at it, 2018 or 2019 and 2000, the all-time high back in 2017, the bounce, even this, we use this scenario, the bounce was significantly high, a lot of wicks. Close the door, Baba. Close the door. And so we don't have none of this. And it didn't take long for these ones to do it. And that's the concern, because time frame wise, we just don't have it. So going back to this, I'm bearish for that scenario. So what am I looking? This definitely could play. Actually, where's my other chart? Yeah. So this definitely will play a bear flag. And if you look at it from a fib level and a structural level, let me go to another level now, another chart. So I'll just delete everything that I see on the screen. We had a number of reasons why we got this. So if we get the fib from the bottom to here, okay, so that's my level. I'll just reverse this, and you can see the 3-6, another golden ratio was hit, 3-6-1-8, and if I recall, if I do this, and I'll put the fib level based on the log scale, it becomes our 1.618, which makes sense. Okay, now I got it. Yep. So the golden ratio, if anyone is familiar with trading terms, the 1.618 is very hard to pass, and the 618 is known as the golden ratio. Therefore, we're going to come down, and in terms of where, well, we need to apply Fibonacci's from this point to there and trace back. And usually it goes back down to the 618. So if I were to reverse this, just by going through the scenarios of Fibonacci's, the 618 is down here, which is about, where is it about? 11,000. But I don't think that's going to be the case. If we were to use this impulse here and do the 618, this level has significance along there too. So from that impulse, if I use that as a reference to the top, the 618 is about 18,000. And as one guy did it, he drew this in a format that might make sense. That was a bear market, if you want to call it. This was our bear market in simplicity. Come on, this should work. This was our bear market there. And therefore, his reference is our bear market. So in those kind of terms, he placed it. This could actually, he actually did it this way. Sorry, this is wrong. I did it wrong, sorry. Give me a sec. Because the bear market doesn't start from the top, does it? Why can't I touch this? All right, I've got to delete it. Let me do it again. I got that wrong, sorry guys. From here. You got the head, you don't include the head. So this was our bear market. So you got the head, and I'll need to do the same here. Now this could go all the way down there, potentially to 13,000, but I don't think so. I think this has confluence with the 618. And how long would it take? I've got no idea. So that is, I forgot his name. That was his hypothesis. And so if that's a bear market, well, that's definition that is what a bear market is. That we pull back deep to 18,000, which is confluent with that previous all-time high. And it equals our 618 from this impulse. If you want to go on, if you want to go bearish, more bearish, you can do that there, and then that becomes close to around 10,000. But I think this makes sense to me. I don't think we'll pull back that much. I do have the 0.5 as a possible level. Okay, so the reason why I say 0.5, if we look at it, we can also use this as a, hold on, where is it? Yeah, we can use that as a reference. And if I was to reverse that, just get rid of that. You can see that has confluence as well. And we might be able, in a bullish, you know, the environment is very different back to what we used to have in terms of acceptance and industry. So we might be a bit more bullish and hit the 0.5, which is about 24K. So that is the range that I'm looking at, 18 to 24K with this pullback. And this bounce doesn't look like it's doing much. And the bounce should be, if we're from here to there, let's reverse that. Now, here we go again. Back, just going over a few things. That changes a lot, right? Just by clicking on that makes a difference. So we hit, but that doesn't work on that one, does it? On that, it hits up 382. Okay, so the 382 to the next pivot level. So we're slightly above the 236. Now what we'll have to do is use this reference. 236 is still 45K, and that's probably the best we're going to do. 50K. If it hits a 50K, we'll probably continue on, potentially continue on to the upside. So back to where we were before, if I have it. this being a bear flag. Just to wrap it up, in context with what I've been saying, these levels in on the 4-hour chart become very important. Here we need, if we break this level, we are definitely going down, and in my opinion, that will be my exit zone for my Bitcoin, a big chunk out of that. And if it's to come down further with a bounce, there is that slight possibility that we have another bounce, double bottom, and it's not all bearish. To hit this 50K, we don't just dismiss this, all right? So if you look at this scenario, and if I look at here, we had the first dip, second dip, third touch, all right? Three touches. Here we had first touch, second touch. We can have another one potentially if this was to drop down and come down to whatever level. We can potentially have a bit of rally, and I do believe we're going to go up, but the question is how high. So we're not finished here yet. I don't believe so. But the thing is, if we drop, this is the buy zone, similar to this, where we have a rally. We need to go up because every what's the word? Um, every capitulation has a rally to the upside of some sort, and I still like if we didn't hit the 42K or the 45K, this one will do it. It's my opinion, and if it doesn't, well then that is really a bearish market in a big time. So yeah, I do believe that we're going to go up, but as soon as we break this level of 38, this yellow one, it becomes rebuying at these lower levels, and that's pretty much what I have at the moment. I'm looking at the time. I've got a few minutes. No one's asking questions, but that is the scenario where this looks like an ascending wedge, and I've got my key level, and that if that key level breaks, we are playing this other triangle, which is, so if we break this level, we are playing this. No, that's not what I wanted. We're playing this scenario rather than the incline wedge. If we break this level here, so if price drops below there, then it's definitely a breakdown on this, and you get the height of that, which is, I don't know, what is it, from there to there, and just point to a breakout point, and so yeah, roughly around there, which is 32K. So yeah, if we were to lose this bottom blue, what I just put, if we lose that, I see it coming down to 32K, and I'm still bullish. So bullish in the terms of making money to the upside. I do believe that if we go down to 32K, we have one more chance to the upside, and let's see, there we go. We get that bounce, and then we should hit there at least, which is a 45, and that is based on a number in history where there's a big dump, there's a rally to the upside, and actually, if I was to get the Dow theory, let's see the Dow theory, you should have got it. See this Dow theory, it's reaction rally. So I do see us doing this scenario, the reaction rally, where there's a capitulation, a reaction rally up to some sort, and then comes down, last reaction rally, and then dump. And you can see that throughout the history of Bitcoin doing that. So the reaction rally I showed you in 2017 and 2019 took us there. Is there any volume comparison from the dip you show us? Volume comparison. So here's the thing with volume. It's when you look at these tools, they only look at that exchange volume. The over the counter volume is significantly much more potentially, which we don't see. So the guys like Willy Woo, who he gets volume from a number of sources, mm, has a better accuracy in that. If you look at so look at this. This is Tether. Now this is Tether with Bitstamp. If we're to go with Tether, so if we go to BTC USDT, so with Tether, the volume you're going to see. I'm just going to give that the volume profile on the daily. Okay, I did something here before. There you go. That is my thoughts. Okay. Anyway, if you look at this volume profile on the bottom, that is Tether. And now if we do BTC USD, Binance, no, Binance doesn't have USD, so it does. Binance and US dollars. Okay, it's similar volume. And if we do the comparison with, let's just get a few charts out there. No, okay, I didn't want that. Let's get a new chart. How's that for you? And we're going to put actually the weekly chart will probably be the better one with the volume. And I don't want no drawings. Okay, so let's get the volume on that, volume on that, and volume on that. So BTC USDT. You can see that's Binance, that's Bitstamp, BTC USD, Coinbase is US dollars, and let's do Coinbase, BTC USDC, is it? So the volume, you can see the volume profile depending on what currency you use. Tether is probably the biggest one, and then Coinbase. The volumes vary from exchange to exchange, so you need a tool that captures all that. And hopefully that answers your question. So we need to volume is a good indicator for divergence and convergence, and that's about it, in my opinion, with local exchanges. Okay, so let's look at this from a weekly perspective. We've got history there, don't we? And you can compare the charts. By the way, this level looks very flat, doesn't it? So if I was to add, let's add the RSIs to these buggers and see what it tells us, because we haven't done that for a while. What I want to do is push that to all of them. So weekly, this is the weekly chart. RSI is definitely bearish. You know, like if you're blind and you're going, well, Elon Musk did it. No, mate, Elon Musk did shit. That was a bearish divergence in the making. Compared to 2018 and 2017, this is very bearish. I don't know, like the RSI, I just couldn't understand why the price kept staying. When you looked at, the bull market there, RSI, that's why sometimes you can't trust these indicators. They do shit. They don't give you a reference point at all. You just, when is it going to drop? That took a long time to drop. Anyway, so the RSI on all these are 44%. 44, and besides saying overextended or oversold, anything below 50% is a change in trend. So I use RSI to identify trend change, and that is a change in trend. So when we broke that level, that was a change in trend from uptrend to downtrend. The 50% on the RSI is our change in trend indicator. So it's not just about hold on, my phone. Okay, so that that tells you that we are changing trend on the macro level weekly. And I'll just add one more thing here. One of my indicators, well, not mine, but the one I use, wick off mode, champion bloke, follow him. That's all I can say. David, yeah, the wick off mode is on TradingView, and you'll see his tool. So I'm not going to make claims to this. This tool is very nice. He gives, and if we were to look at this tool and just make it bigger in context, actually I might just do it this way. You can see that in historical reference, whenever this green RSI broke the red, so that's divergence. Second time round, that was it there. So what we're seeing is the 50%. See this grey area, 50% or less. When the green crosses the red, it's down momentum. So let me get that color. Let's just do this in black. I just want to make a point to you guys, and let me just clear up a bit. I hate that grid lines. I like the white, and I'll put that log back in. So here, the grey is below 50%, and the green is below 50%, and we roughly had that right here. When the green crossed the red and below 50%, that was pretty much saying that we're going down. So we had a bit of a rally back up, and the green crossed it again while it was under 50%. Second time round, that was it. We should have exited there based on this indicator. If you look at historical context, in many cases, I can't see that one there. Don't have history. So let me just push that to the other charts. Give me a sec. Right here, below 50%, green crosses the red, below 50%, and we had that. So we can see all these, the blue, green, all go down below red, below 50%. Guess what? This is the weekly, and we got all of them below 50%. So this is very bearish. Not just the RSI telling us there's a change in trend, but in context with other historical reference points when we dropped below, all these indicators on the weekly dropped below, we had a downward momentum until we broke the upside on this indicator. Green passes the 50%, and the grey energy, and the rest follow, and that was the rally. So for this to turn around, it's going to take a while, just like this one here. And I'll reload that. I don't know why that happened there. So this explains this indicator gives us a picture on what the market is doing, and it wasn't quick. It was gradual on the weekly, and many signs to say get out. RSI was telling us to get out. These Phoenix indicators to tell us to get out, and the last one, really, the basic one. This is what the MACD tells us. So the MACD crossed over here as well on the weekly. Yeah, so the MACD crossed around here as well on the weekly. So no Elon Musk, mate. That was going to happen. It was happening a long time ago, and that's pretty much it. And for those who missed the early commentary before, um, with the micro level and what I'm looking for in terms of price action. Okay, so another sell signal on the 15-minute. You can see this indicator showing us that this level of resistance is 39k, is becoming a resistance level. In context, if we lose that, pretty much out. We're going to go to 32k. If we lose this yellow level, 32k, and pretty much take it from there. So all the all the alts are going to do worse. So I'll wrap it up, guys. If you like this video, please give me appreciation or a tick, or share this, and follow me, I suppose, and I'll give you updates. It's been a while. I've been working on my signal and signal service, and sorry about the distraction, but I'm working on those things rather than doing regular posts. But I'll try to keep doing both. All right. It's a good morning from me from Melbourne. It's 9 a.m. and I'm going to have breakfast and do my routine checks. Catch you later. Bye.